Okay, perfect.
Just to keep things interesting.
Of course, always with the tech. Okay, perfect.
All right, everybody. Welcome to Tag Team Tapping again. Always love doing these. It's so awesome for me to get to share the stage with other great tappers. And today, very excited to be bringing someone who we have not actually met before, but I have been very impressed with her work and what she's up to in the world. So very happy to bring to the tag team tapping stage Reese Evans of Yes Supply.
Thank you so much, Brad. And I feel the same way. I've always loved your videos on YouTube. So I'm so excited we're meeting here today.
Likewise. So real quick, I was looking for a bio, and Reese has done so many things and has performed, been on all kinds of media and stuff like that. So I'm just going to share one key line that I took from her website. Reese was put on this planet to show you that no matter what you've been through, you can create a reality that feels like magic. And so that's what we're here. We're going to team up today to help you tap into that magic. So, Reese, why don't you tell folks what the topic is that you chose for today's performance?
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for having me, Brad. I'm so excited to be here on the tag team live stream. And I thought a great topic for us to go over today and dive into today is abundance and money mindset. I don't know if it's the same for you, but I noticed that when I do any type of EFT tapping, because I've done EFT tapping on confidence and self-image and all sorts of things, the one that always gets the most views and the most likes, the most questions and the most comments is always about money and abundance. And I think it's because it's something that is so prevalent in our lives. We, have to think about money every day, from paying our bills to going to our jobs or working in our career. And it's something that there's so many limiting beliefs around. We are told that, money is the root of all evil, or it's hard to get by, but there always feels like there's this internal tug of war. And I think the reason why people know that they're meant for more abundance, but it isn't showing up, is because deep down, we all know that the world we live in is abundant. Nature is abundant. I was talking to my boys about this a few weeks ago. We were cutting up an apple, and it's like you have one apple, and inside the apple, there's 8 to 10 seeds, right? There's the ability to make 10 more apples from that, and 10 more apples from that, and 10 more apples from that. So the world we live in is abundant, but we're often lied to or misled to believe that there's no abundance to go around. So I'm excited for us today to tap out any money blocks, any resistance around receiving, any resistance around feeling like we're deserving of more, and then tap in the beliefs and suggestions that help us know and understand that there's so many opportunities for us and we can create abundance and alignment.
Yeah. Get into that place where we're able to say yes to that infinite supply.
Exactly,
See what I
exactly.
did there? Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, supply. Oh yeah, perfect. Yeah, exactly. And what I love about tapping and what my clients always tell me is how they see it in real time, priming their reticular activating system. So before, there might have been an opportunity in front of them for years, and then they do the tapping, they realize, oh, this whole time I could have created abundance and alignment. I could have gone after that thing. I could have reached higher for them. So tapping is so huge for that.
Yeah. Yep. So I'm going to invite folks to go ahead and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and hold it, and let it go. And just breathing comfortably with your eyes closed, go ahead and feel your feet on the floor or whatever part of you is connected to something. And just breathing comfortably, allowing yourself to be aware of what's going on inside. Noticing how you're feeling physically and how you're feeling emotionally. And notice how that might change when you think about money and abundance. Imagine having the amount of money that you would like to have, that you believe you would like to have. And notice that part of you that says, yes, that's awesome. And notice that part of you that says, no, couldn't have more, shouldn't have more, maybe couldn't even want more, shouldn't want more. All the reasons why you say no to abundance. And not judging that, just getting curious about that. When you think about this, this abundance that Reese was just mentioning that's all around us, why are you not allowed to say yes to it? And just allow yourself to be aware of what's going on in there. Take a deep breath, open your eyes, and yeah, just allowing yourself to be aware of what kind of stuff goes on for you as to why you couldn't or shouldn't. And I'll invite Reese to start us off with the first tapping round.
Amazing. So you can start by just tapping on the side of your hand. Actually, let's start off by tuning into our emotions. Let's start off by tuning into our emotions. So, on a scale of 0 to 10, how are you currently feeling? And we want to make a mental note of that. So, 0 is you're feeling in scarcity mode, in lack, you don't know how you're going to get by. And 10 is you're feeling, wait, let me switch that around. Sorry. 10 is you're feeling in scarcity mode, you're feeling in lack, you're feeling like you can't get by, and 0 is you're feeling amazing. And what I want you to do is just make a mental note of how you currently feel. So is it a 9, you're feeling really in scarcity mode, or is it a 5, or is it a 2? And we want to aim to tap all the way down to 0. So make that mental note of where you're at, and then we'll start off by tapping on the side of the hand. So even though I'm not currently feeling abundant, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I feel stuck in scarcity mode, like abundance is hard to come by, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I doubt that things could change in my relationship with abundance, I deeply love and accept myself. Amazing. So now we'll move to the top of the head. So you just tap right in the middle of your part of your hair. I'm feeling so far from abundance. What I want feels so far away. Sometimes I question if I ever get there, or what could change to make my reality match that. I worry that it's greedy for me to want more. And even though I feel this way about abundance, I deeply love and accept myself. Great. Now we can go to the side of the eyebrow. When I look in the mirror, I do not see an abundant person. I see scarcity. I see lack. I know that the way I show up is so far away from who I want to be. And even though I don't see myself as rich or abundant, I still deeply love and accept myself. Amazing. Now you can move to the side of the eye. I'm feeling lack. Every time I try to move forward, I feel so much doubt. I have so much fear that it won't work out. What if I do all of this work and I fail? What if I show up differently and people judge me? What if they think I'm a bad person because I'm not who I always used to be? And even though I'm feeling this lack and all these uncomfortable feelings, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And you can go underneath the eye. When I look at my behaviors, I'm becoming aware of my behaviors that are not in alignment with abundance. I know that I'm consuming too much instead of creating. I know I'm not being authentic to what I really want to do. And there's so many ways that I'm holding myself back. And even though I'm conscious that I'm holding myself back from abundance, I deeply love and accept myself. Amazing, you're doing great. Now we can go to underneath the nose. I know on some level I'm holding myself back from my potential. There's a part of me that feels I'm not capable. There's a part of me that feels that I can't do it all, or that it's safer to be where I always have been. And I'm letting that part of me know now that it's safe for me to participate in my highest potential. It's safer for me to take that abundance that I know is mine. It's safer for me to actually be who I want to be. Amazing. And you can go to your chin. Over the years, I've realized that I've learned some things that aren't helpful. I've learned that it's safer for me to play small or to be humble or not to show up too big that other people might get jealous. And even though I've learned these things that are not helpful for me, I'm willing to see things differently now. And we can go to the collarbone. I'm feeling all these feelings throughout my body, like scarcity, lack. I'm feeling fear. I'm feeling doubt. And even though I was feeling all these different ways, I'm willing to release those emotions now. And I'm ready to feel differently about abundance. Amazing. And you can go next to your rib cage. I can't really see it on my camera. You can go beside your rib cage. Amazing. I may have some memories that aligned me to scarcity. Maybe I asked for something and I was told no. Maybe I was given something and then it was taken away. I'm allowing my body to recall any memories of scarcity or lack. And I'm recognizing that I can let those go now. I'm recognizing that those memories had nothing to do with my value. That I am valuable and deserving no matter what. and my love isn't tied to my abundance or money in my bank account. Amazing. And we can move to the wrists. I'm allowing all these feelings and all these identities to release now. I know that the life and abundance that I want is already mine. Amazing. Do you want me to keep going, or do you want me to tag team it over to you now?
Tag I'm it. No, that was awesome. That was wonderful. So everyone close your eyes, take a deep breath, and just follow your breath through your body and just allow yourself to digest what Reese just took us through. And again, imagining, so noticing in your body whatever you had been feeling beforehand. Notice how much more freedom you might feel. Notice where things might have come up, where you might have been aware of some other discomfort that you hadn't been consciously aware of before. And maybe some memories came up to say, hey, there's this here. Noticing what's released and what might still be there. And imagine a full-length mirror and thinking about the abundance that you'd like to have. So imagine abundance around you in whatever way you like it to be. It could be the kind of house you're living in, the kind of car you're driving, looking at your online bank statement, whatever whatever you imagine you'd like to have in terms of abundance, the life you'd like to experience. And I'm just going to pick up from one of the lines that Reese just shared about identity. So looking in that mirror and see the person who lives this abundant life. And just notice in your body on a scale of 0 to 10 how much you feel aligned with that version of yourself. And please do not judge yourself harshly if the number is lower than you'd like it to be. That's not an indication of how untrue it is. That's just an indication of how resistant part of you feels to saying, oh yeah, that's me. Just allow yourself to be aware of what you feel in your body, what emotions are there, and what thoughts, beliefs, or memories might come up as to why you couldn't or shouldn't know that you are this person who says yes to abundance. Take a deep breath, open your eyes. Yeah, let's keep clearing here. Even though part of me doubts that's who I am, I choose to love and accept myself. Even though part of me doubts that's who I am, I choose to love and honor myself. Even though part of me doubts that's who I am, this person living that abundant lifestyle, this person who feels deserving of that abundant lifestyle. I have all these doubts about that. And part of me is afraid of not having those doubts. And even though I have these doubts that I'm that person, I choose to deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself. And maybe anyone else who has contributed to these doubts, because I choose to feel that free. All these doubts about being that person, all these messages that I'm not that person. Maybe I look at my current situation. I might look at my current bank account and say, see, there's the proof that I'm not that person. And that is a misunderstanding. My worth is not dependent upon my bank account. My value is not defined by my bank account. And what is possible for me is not dependent upon what's in my bank account right now. Otherwise, I'd have the same balance that I had when I first opened the account. It changes day to day. So I'm clearing this belief that whatever lack of abundance I might have right now defines how much abundance I can have. I am a magnificent child of the universe, worthy and deserving of the best this world has to offer. And there is nothing that is too good for me. There's plenty of evidence of that. If I went to the beach to watch the sunset, I could be standing there with billionaires and I'd get the same gorgeous view because I'm just as worthy and deserving of that abundance. If I was looking up at the stars at night, I'd see as many stars as the billionaire next to me. The universe is letting me know that I'm just as worthy and deserving, that I am aligned with abundance. And part of me might say, oh, sure, with sunsets and stars, but money is completely different. And that's just a belief. Everything is energy. And I'm worthy and deserving of abundance. That's who I am. I am connected to source as much as anyone else. Just other people are more willing to say yes to it. I'm giving myself permission to say yes. The person who can say yes is inside of me. And maybe I'm afraid I couldn't handle that. I can handle seeing the stars. I can handle watching the sunset. So it's easy to say yes to that. So even though part of me knows that I could say yes to abundance, including financial abundance, part of me says that's not safe. So the doubts I have about being that person are just a defense mechanism. If I can convince myself I'm not that person, if I can look for evidence that proves I'm not that person, then I get to stay safely in my comfort zone. Yay. And I'm worthy and deserving of better. Part of me already knows that. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here tapping on my head right now. If I truly doubted that I wasn't that abundant person, I would not be here watching this right now. What would be the point? Part of me knows the point. I am that person who says yes to abundance. I just have some misunderstandings that are in the way. And I'm setting myself free from those. Recognizing the abundant person that I am in body, mind, and spirit. Close your eyes, take a deep breath. Go inside and allow yourself to be aware of what's going on in there. Look in that full-length mirror again. See that person who lives that abundant lifestyle and say, yeah, that's me. And just notice how true that feels. And again, not judging it if it's not a 10 yet. Part of you, it's absolutely a 10 for part of you. That's why you're here. And part of you saying, I'm not ready to have that at a 10 yet, if that's the case. And if you are at a 10, why not turn it all the way up to 11? And just allow yourself to get curious about that. And keep that stuff in mind, because that's what is going to get cleared as Reese takes us through the next tapping round.
Amazing. That was so good. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so I'll start again at the top of the head. As I look in the mirror, I'm beginning to see myself as that abundant person. I'm recognizing that I can start now to embody an abundant way of being. It's actually for the greatest good that I become abundant in all areas of my life, money, relationships, and health. Because I know that when I'm abundant, I'm proof for others of what's possible. When I'm abundant, I show others that no matter what their past is, they can create a new future. And so it's a good thing for me to be abundant. Amazing. We can move to the eyebrow. I already have so many qualities of an abundant person. As I think of times where I've been pleasantly surprised or received a gift, I know what it feels like to be abundant. And I can practice that joy in every moment of my day. I'm not going to wait to see something to feel abundant. I'm going to show up in that joy that I remember from the past, and then see my reality become more abundant in front of me. I have the qualities of an abundant person. I'm generous, I'm kind, I'm giving. And there are so many things about me that are the epitome of success. Oh, someone can't hear me. I'm going to get closer to my mic. All right, let's move to the side of the eye. As I think of myself as an abundant person, I realize the things that I can do differently. I'm giving myself permission to do them now without fear. Maybe it's posting online. Maybe it's pitching myself or my services, or truly going after what I want. I can see myself doing it now in a state of joy. And I know that this is possible for me. I'm confident, successful, interesting, and a joy to be around. And I know I have the makings of success. And you can go to underneath your eye. I see my potential. And I know I'm so capable of unlimited abundance. When other people create success, they're proof of what's possible for me. It's never a reason to be jealous. They're simply showing me a path to get there. And so I'm grateful for everyone who's created success ahead of me. And I know in my heart that I'm next. Just being here in this moment is my first step. And you can go to underneath the nose. And I'm allowing the feelings of abundance within me to grow. Those little glimmers within me of confidence, of self-assuredness, of joy, of generosity, of love. I'm allowing them to grow and become greater than my doubt. I can be this person in my everyday life and allow the magic to unfold in front of me. All right, and you can go to the chin. I believe that things get better and better for me every day. I believe that new opportunities are showing up for me every day. There's never been a better time or more opportunities to create a life I love. And so I'm moving from fear and into gratitude of all the tools that are right in front of me. The very fact I'm watching this video on my phone or my computer means I have everything I need to be successful. Because I'm sure that that's all that Brad and Reese use, their phone or their computer. Amazing. All right, so we can go to the collarbone. I believe that I can do things I've never done before. I know that when I take the first step, the path will appear. And so I'm moving forward in faith that the perfect path for me will unfold. And we can go to next to your rib cage. I'm on my path to creating abundance in alignment. That means my story, my experience, and who I am can create abundance for me. The more fun I have, the more abundance I create. And so I'm willing to take my creativity and things that feel fun to create a world of abundance. And you can go to the wrists. I see my vision of my abundant life. I can feel all the feelings. And I know that, yes, it's already mine. Amazing. Thank you so much.
Awesome. So awesome. Close your eyes, take a deep breath. Go inside and again, looking in that mirror and seeing that abundant version of yourself. And check again on a scale of 0 to 10 how much you feel in alignment with that person. Not judging yourself if it's not totally there yet, just allowing yourself to get curious, seeing what's getting moved around, what you're becoming more aware of with each of these tapping rounds. Allowing yourself to consider what Reese has said about how you being abundant benefits others. Allowing yourself to feel good about being that, um, that example for others. And just allowing yourself to be aware of, to whatever extent it might not be a 10 yet, allowing yourself to feel what you feel. Notice what thoughts, beliefs, and memories might come up as to why you still couldn't or shouldn't be that person. Recognizing any party that says, well, I can't know that I'm that person until the abundance is there, realizing that that's backwards. Because the abundance can't show up until you know you are that person. And just notice whatever reasons, whatever fears might come up about knowing that you're that person and having that. Take a deep breath, open your eyes. And yes, EFT tapping is nervous system regulation. That's the thing. And the amygdala in our brain looks for threats. And when we perceive a threat, we go into fight or flight. Sometimes it's obvious, we're panicking, and sometimes it's very subtle, but just enough to keep us out of danger. And so when we try to make changes in our life, actually, everyone go ahead and be tapping as I mention this. When we go to make changes in our lives, the amygdala says, this is threatening. You're messing with the status quo. So when we think about making more money, even if it's $1 more, part of this says that's change. If I make $1 more an hour over a year, boy, that's a lot of money. That what else could I buy? How my friends be jealous, whatever it might be. And so we have a stress response. So, we can do affirmations and go to and go to conferences and classes about abundance, and we can hear all that stuff. But our nervous system is going to be responding with stress. Tapping is scientifically shown to downregulate that stress. So it is nervous system regulation so that as we talk about, I'm abundant, I can have abundance. So when that stress comes up, it starts to relax and we start to go, oh, you know what? This is actually okay. I can actually feel comfortable with this abundance. So, yeah, great question. Side of the hand. Even though part of me is still afraid to say yes, I choose to love and accept myself anyway. Even though part of me is still afraid to say yes to abundance, I choose to love and honor myself anyway. Even though part of me is still afraid to say yes to abundance, even though part of me is afraid to say yes to that person in the mirror, afraid to claim that that's who I am, and desperately looking for proof that it isn't. Even though I feel all this resistance to saying yes, I choose to deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself. And maybe anyone else has contributed to this resistance because I choose to feel that free. All this resistance to saying yes to abundance, all this remaining resistance to saying yes to abundance, all this fear of saying yes to greater abundance. And part of me might be saying, what the heck are you even talking about? I'm not the one resisting abundance. It's abundance that's resisting me. That's like looking in the mirror in the morning, seeing that my hair is out of place, and saying, I can look ready as soon as the mirror gets its hair straight. The reflection doesn't change until I do. And part of me is afraid of getting that right. Because when I acknowledge that's who I really am, when I say yes to being that person, when I say yes to the abundance that person has, things are going to be different. People will respond to me differently, and not necessarily in better ways. And I'll have to make different choices. It's so much easier to go to a restaurant when there's only one menu item that I can afford. Yes, I guess I'm just having the side salad. When I can afford anything on the menu, I have to make a choice. There are consequences to saying yes to abundance. I can handle that. I can handle all the consequences of saying yes to abundance. I've handled everything that has shown up in my life, including the really awful stuff. I may not have always handled it as gracefully as I would have liked. But the fact that I'm still here is proof that I handled it. I have also handled all the awesome stuff that has happened. And maybe not always as gracefully as I would have liked. And maybe I felt bad about that and thought that meant I wasn't able to have nice things. And I'm processing all of this stuff. All these reasons why I couldn't or shouldn't say yes. All this resistance to an abundance mindset. All this fear of a greater abundance mindset. I choose to love and appreciate all these parts of me that have resisted saying yes to all of this, believing that that was keeping me safe. And maybe I thought it protected others because so many other people are not saying yes to abundance. And when I say yes, that's going to make them uncomfortable. They were fine with their lack until they saw my abundance. Who am I to make them feel uncomfortable? Maybe I should be that person. Maybe that'll motivate them to make some changes. I don't want to make people comfortable with their lack. If I'm standing on the beach watching the sunset and they're looking the other way and they're complaining about the view that I'm getting, why should I turn around and miss out to make them feel more uncomfortable with their self-deprivation? Because the abundance is there for them too. I choose to be aspirational. Me saying yes to abundance is a gift to others. They might not recognize that at first, and I can handle that. I'm giving myself permission to say yes to abundance in body, mind, and spirit. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes. Go inside. Imagine that full-length mirror and see that abundant version of yourself surrounded by abundance in whatever ways you choose. And not just money, as we said earlier, happiness, love, health. Abundance is abundance. And as Reese was saying earlier, the great thing about talking about money is because that's the place where we're most likely to block ourselves. But where we're blocking ourselves with money is also often where we're blocking ourselves from health and happiness. And hopefully you're looking in that mirror and seeing this version of yourself that is saying yes to an abundance of all good things and saying, oh yeah, that's who I really am. And take a deep breath, open your eyes. So we'll slip into some guided imagery in a moment because that's how I end these live events. But thank you, Reese, for amazing tapping rounds.
Thank you so much for having me. There was so much that you said too that I was like, oh, I can work through that. Like I'm feeling things shift. So I loved our hour together.
Well, that's one of the things. One of the great things for me in doing these tag team tappings is because I only know what I know, and I have my own blinders. So it's like, it's like so I can look at the great work that you're doing and go, oh, I could probably pick up a few things from Reese. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll bring her on and I'll get a private session. And
Yeah. Of course. Yeah, I picked up so many things today. So thank you. And from your all your YouTube videos over the years.
thank you. So if you want to hang around for this, and I'll invite folks, and if anyone has, chances are this will go just over the top of the hour. So if folks have someplace they have to be at the top of the hour, then you can jump off the line at any time. Hopefully, come back and watch the recording and allow yourself to enjoy the guided imagery. It's nurturing for mind and body. And yeah, if you have a few more minutes, then please go ahead and get yourself comfortable. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and hold it, and let it go. Another deep breath in and hold it, and let it go. A third deep breath in and hold it, and let it go. Now, just breathing comfortably with your eyes closed. Breathing comfortably, and just imagine that with each breath you take in, you breathe in relaxation and positive energy. Go ahead and imagine a healing light of whatever color you like surrounding your body, so that with each breath you take in, your lungs comfortably draw in that healing light, allowing it to flow through every muscle, nerve, fiber, tissue, cell, and atom of your body. Imagine a healing shower flowing down, crystal clear water that's a perfect temperature as it flows over the top of your head, soothing and relaxing your scalp. washing away fear, doubt, anxiety, washing away anger, sadness, guilt, shame, washing away pain, frustration, disappointment, embarrassment, washing these away to reveal the light that you truly are. This unique expression of divine light and love that you truly are. Allowing more and more of that light to be revealed as that healing shower flows over your forehead, relaxing the muscles in your face, flowing down over the back of your head, your neck, your shoulders, washing away tension, leaving your shoulders calm, comfortable, and relaxed. That healing shower flowing down your arms, all the way down over your fingertips, down over your chest and your stomach, soothing and relaxing, healing and cleansing, and allowing yourself to remain comfortably in whatever position you choose. Allow that healing shower to flow down over your upper and lower back. And as your torso relaxes, your internal organs comfortably do whatever they need to do to achieve and maintain your optimal level of health and well-being in body, mind, and spirit as that healing shower continues down over your body, down over your hips and your thighs, over your knees, down your lower legs, through your ankles, into your feet. And finally, that relaxation flows over your toes as you allow yourself to relax twice as much, going at least twice as deep with each number as I count backwards. 5, drifting down to 4, floating down to 3, 2, 1, and 0 is deep sleep. Deeper, deeper. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0 is deep sleep. And in this calm, comfortable state of mind and body, go ahead and imagine yourself in some really beautiful place. Some place where you allow yourself to be present to the beauty, the magnificence, the abundance of creation. Allowing yourself to recognize that it truly is abundant. You may be at the beach, looking out over the vast ocean, seeing the abundance of water, the abundance of grains of sand on the beach. You might be in the mountains, seeing the sheer abundance there. It might be a beautiful day, and it might be nighttime, and you're looking up at the millions of stars in the sky. You might be looking at trees and seeing the abundance of leaves, looking at a lawn with the abundance of blades of grass, and just seeing how truly abundant this universe is. And allowing yourself to recognize that you're able to see it no matter what you've been through in the past. The view of the ocean shows up for you no matter what your background is. The stars in the sky are there for you as much as anyone else, no matter the difference in your background. Allowing yourself to know that everything is energy, the same energy that makes up the stars and the leaves on the trees, the same energy that's behind money. It's all here for you. It's the same energy that's in oxygen. So notice your breathing. Every time you breathe, you inhale. You're asking for oxygen because you know that you're worthy and deserving of that. And the universe confirms that every time by giving you that oxygen. Take a big, deep breath in and hold it. And let it go. And notice that when you asked for more, the universe said, yep, okay, you're worthy and deserving of that. The universe gives you what you say yes to. So looking around in this beautiful place, wherever you choose to be, seeing the abundance there, however you choose to see that abundance. Again, you can see it as sand on the beach or mountains or trees. You can see it as money. You can see it in whatever way you choose to see it, allowing yourself to know that it's all energy and you are worthy and deserving of it. You are connected to it. You're part of it. So allowing yourself to say yes to it, knowing that when you say yes to it, that's an invitation for others to say yes to it as well. Allowing yourself to feel really good about that. Allowing yourself to recognize all the abundant opportunities and benefits that occur when you say yes. Allowing yourself to feel better and better about that as we go even deeper now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And 0 is deep sleep. In a moment, I'll count you back out from 0 up to 5. 5 will be wide awake, alert, focused, and energetic, feeling much better than before. Feeling much more open to saying yes to abundance, much more aware of the fact that you are as worthy and deserving of abundance as anyone else, and that your allowance of that is a gift to others as well. Tonight, when you choose to go to sleep, don't be surprised when you fall asleep quickly, soundly, deeply, and sleep very well through the night. During the night, you'll dream. The more you dream, the stronger you become. I'm going to ask your unconscious mind to allow at least one of your dreams to be a very healing dream, continuing this healing process in body, mind, and spirit, so that in the morning, at the time you've chosen to wake up, you wake up easily, feeling refreshed, energetic, and ready to start the day again, powerfully moving forward into an ever more joyful experience of an ever greater abundance of health, wealth, happiness, and love, which are your birthright and which benefit others. And now I go back down to 0, which is always deep sleep, allowing your mind, body, and spirit to digest all these positive thoughts and images, taking them in at a very deep level so that these positive changes occur easily, effortlessly, and naturally. Coming up to 1, feeling physically relaxed. 2, feeling emotionally calm and confident. 3, health and well-being, enthusiasm, love, joy, and gratitude flowing through every muscle, nerve, fiber, tissue, cell, and atom of your body. 4, becoming more and more alert and aware of your surroundings. And 5 is eyes open, wide awake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, eyes open, wide awake. Welcome back. Thank you, everyone who joined us. Thank you again, Reese, for joining me for this. So awesome to have you here. Folks, you can find links to Reese's resources down in the description box down below the video. Check out her website, her YouTube channel, all kinds of amazing videos there. And yeah, thank you for the great work you're doing, and thank you for sharing it here with us.
Thank you so much, Brad, and thank you to your community and our community.